Hello, cycling nerd. I'm back at the train station again. You might wonder if this channel is slightly moving towards the train nerd channel from the cycling nerd channel. Rest assured it doesn't, but I will actually get on a train now for, as you can see, a bike ride. It's a very special ride because today, for the very first time in my life, I'm going to do a performance check, like an FTP ramp test, with a training test lab. So that's gonna be interesting, I guess. Let's see how that goes. Since it is on the other side of the Ruhrgebiet metropolitan area, I decided not to kind of completely blow my doors off before even starting it. So I'm going there by train. The plan is, after the test, to go back by bike. Let's see how that goes. Okay, the test is over. I'm pretty much done, but that was actually fun. Well, type 2 fun, I guess. I also got an explanation of my results, some recommendations for my training and for future possible developments. Let's get into more details back at home. Okay, so I'm back home now. Actually, I rode back from the test, which I thought was a good idea, but it turns out you're pretty tired after a load test like this. So that was interesting, especially, and this brings me already to the interpretation of the results of my test, especially since this was like one of the hottest days of the year so far, with temperatures about 31 degrees centigrade. So yeah, I was pretty tired in the end, but it was a fun ride. Anyways, you're not interested in that. You're maybe not even interested in the results of my test, but here they come. So as it turns out, I'm pretty fit. Yay! At least that's what the doctor said. Well, first the doctor said that I'm kind of okay in terms of any pre-existing heart conditions or anything that might make going on a race like this not such a good idea. So green lights on those ends. And the people who did the test with me, they actually also were pretty happy with my results. Apparently they're pretty good. At least for a normal person, probably compared to any, I don't know, athletes or other long distance people, still pretty mediocre, but I'm super happy with them. And yeah, as it turns out, the lactate threshold actually stays pretty stable on a low level, even up to about 225 watts. And then it starts kind of going up, which is normal, and also the rate that it goes up is pretty standard, so nothing really specific on that end, but the fact that it stays low for a pretty long time is a pretty good starting point for any efforts to take longer times. So that's good. Heart rate also goes up very linearly, so that's also kind of healthy, kind of good, so fine. My resting heart rate was really high that day. I'm not sure if that is because, like I said, it was a pretty damn hot day. Or maybe that's because I cycled to the test site, which was supposed to be just an easy spin to kind of warm up my legs. But in the end, since the train was late and I kind of got lost a little bit, it kind of became a bit more hectic than I wanted it to be. So maybe that explains the higher resting heart rate. Also pretty high blood pressure that day, but that's fine. The load test itself is a funny thing because, well, you basically get on a trainer, you get kind of wired up, and then you start pedaling. And the intensity or the resistance of the smart trainer gets higher and higher after 3 minutes, so it's like 30 watt increments every 3 minutes. And yeah, basically you're supposed to hold your cadence, and they're going to look at all your vital signs like heart rate. They measure the blood pressure, they measure the lactate threshold in your blood, and all those things that gets measured, and then in the end they give you kind of an analysis of what's happening in your body. Like I said, results look pretty good. The only thing or the only field where she mentioned there would be some kind of room for improvement on my end is my fat burning skills. Apparently I educated my body in a way that it kind of expects carbohydrates, like that I refuel carbs when I'm doing exercise, so it stops burning fat that's already in my body at a pretty early stage. So that's something I could definitely train to kind of increase my natural fat burning, so that I don't need to refuel that much, and well, not that I want to, but maybe even lose some weight. So that's the only thing where she said, well, there's really like room for improvement, but other than that, yeah, like I said, I'm pretty healthy apparently, pretty fit apparently, and pretty ready for an undertaking like the Three Peaks Bike Race. So yeah, that's a good thing. I'm happy about that, and I can really highly recommend doing a test like this. If you're in Germany, check with your health insurance. They may even pay at least parts of that, and I can highly recommend it because I can now really rest assured that I'm healthy enough to do this, that I'm hopefully fit enough to do something like this, and at least I know like where I'm at. And I can also finally put my correct values into the training zones in my Garmin and all my apps, so that those values finally actually make sense. Although, and here's the fun bit, the values that Garmin already evaluated just based on other parameters, and then yeah, kind of extrapolating with some weird formulae, they were pretty damn accurate. So what they measured in the test is that my VO2 max is at 53, and Garmin said it's at 54. So that's pretty damn good. As for my FTP, Garmin said it's at 223. We measured 250 something. So yeah, a bit off. And I don't know, again, maybe that was just because I was trying really hard in that test kind of situation. I don't really trust that 250, to be honest. It seems a bit high, or at least that jump seems a bit much to me. But anyways, just knowing about like where I'm at is really good. And that was the purpose of the test. So that was part 2 of my little mini series about my road to Three Peaks Bike Race. Thanks for watching. I hope it was interesting. If you have any questions, make sure to ask in the comments. Also, if you like this kind of content, or if you're just interested in what's happening, make sure to like, subscribe on YouTube, follow on Instagram, and yeah, get in touch. I'll see you next time.